Hello, and welcome to another episode of MTG Steam Brewery. I don't know what episode this is. What episode is this, Josh?
No idea.
No idea?
No idea.
We both have no idea.
It's up there.
But it's another deck check coming to you with American Prison. And because I wanted to call it that, I want to call it Guantanamo.
Yep.
Although you might get in trouble if you do that at an official tournament. But
Probably not.
I digress.
You probably won't. If you do it at school, like, hey, welcome to Guantanamo Bay. I don't know what kind of school you get in trouble for that for, but schools aren't allowed
So
to
at an official tournament.
Well, probably not. You can still name your deck whatever you want. Doesn't mean they have to. Well, there are limits. Like, the schools don't allow the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't think they'll be like, hey, get in Guantanamo Bay. I don't think they'll be like, that's not cool, man.
Yeah, okay.
That's exactly the words the principal used. That's not cool, man. Anyway,
Let's start, Start with the lands. 2 mountains, 3 islands, 2 plains. The rest are duels. Now, the main reason it's islands is more often than not, aside from untapped plains turns 2 for Fleece Ram, is mostly you just need blue untapped for counter spells or double blue cards. So, just 3 islands. Pretty simple. Now we have 2 Temple of Enlightenment, 4 Hallowed Fountain, 2 Temple of Epiphany, there's 4 Steaments there, 2 Temple of Triumph, and 4 Sacred Foundry. Now the reason it's an even split among all the dual lands is there's a pretty even split among all the colors. There's a few double white, there's a few double blue, there's no double red though. But red isn't like the bigger cards that can actually win the game aside from Elspeth in this deck do cost red. So you need the red mana to win the game usually, unless you have an Elspeth. So pretty even split on duels just because you need it. Now, we got 3 Syncopate, 4 Nyx Fleece Ram, 2 Banishing Light, 4 Detention Sphere, 1 Thassa, God of the Sea, 3 Dissolve, 2 Sphinx's Revelations, 2 Heliodes, 2 Supreme Verdicts, 2 Assemble a Legion, 2 Keranos, God of Storms, 4 Seer of Safety, 2 Elspeth, and 2 Jace, Architect of Thought. Now, the 3 Syncopate and 3 Dissolve is because this is not a real control deck. More often than not, there's something you want to do on your turn, so you often tap out unless you feel threatened, or unless you have like a pretty good board state. Like a Keranos, you really don't need to tap out after you play Keranos. You just keep drawing cards, and you'll eventually kill them with his Lightning Bolt. So that's really good. Nyx Fleece Ram is also 4 of its an enchantment. It also is an 0/5 that gains life, which is just really good against every aggressive deck in Standard. Any red-based one has to have a burn spell to kill it, and all the mono-black ones have to get to 3 mana, unless they main deck Ultimate Prize or Doomblade, or the destroy target enchanted creature or enchantment creature from
which I only see Seaside will play. Not Worsters.
Stuff like that. So like it's really good against every deck. 2 Banishing Light and 4 D-Sphere. Now 4 D-Sphere, Banishing Light can hit other D-Spheres, but when you're not playing as a blue-white, it's occasionally more optimal to play Detention Sphere, because it might hit 2 things instead of 1, and blue-white's not a very popular deck. It's still the top deck. Mono-black and green-red monsters, or green-red monster variants, and mono-black variants now that are splashing green, are starting to see more play over blue-white, mainly because mono-black now has green to get Guard Charm and Abrupt Decay, which deals with both of these. So
there's a really good answer deck. They have so many targets.
Yeah, my entire deck.
Yeah.
Except the Indestructible Guts. 1 Thassa, because, again, she's really good. You don't want her in every matchup, but she's really good against control and mid-range decks. And she just lets you thin out your draws. And she's really just good game 1 against everything. And you don't really sideboard her out when there's just 1. So, and you don't really draw 2. Because she's not, in this deck, she's not a god that can win you the game. She's just a god that can help you not lose. So,
Yep.
Now 3 Dissolve again. We expanded the cast spells. 2 Sphinx's Revelations, because it's just a really good card even in this deck, because it will get a lot of mana, because you just need the mana, and then in the late game, when you have a bunch of lands and you have good board state, just Sphinx's Revelation gets you more cards to try and stay ahead of the game if you're starting to fall behind a little bit, and draw answers.
Are you playing blue and white? Is your deck kind of grindy? Play Sphinx's Revelation.
2 Heliod, God of the Sun, because, as I've said before, he doesn't really give Vigilance, that's almost never relevant. But he can make an army by himself, which is I've always liked. A god that can stand on his own and still keep you alive and kill them. Unless they play Illness in the ranks or something. Which would be really weird for Standard. But, I digress. I still like him a lot. He makes enchantment creatures, which is really good with Sphere of Safety, by the way.
He also gives Spark Trooper haste. Ha ha. I mean Vigilance. Ha ha ha.
Yes, because that's relevant. Destroy target tapped creature at sorcery speed. Hate that card so much. Asphyxiate. Now, we do play 2 Verdict. We do play something like the Sheep are really good, and then some Legion, Elspeth, and Heliod both make a bunch of dudes. But those aggressive decks, while the Sheep is good and can draw you a lot of turns, you still need Supreme Verdict against them, or else they will just overrun you, even if you have multiple Sheeps, because they just have so many guys, and you have to have a Verdict. Or like an Elspeth Plus to make plenty of chump blockers or an Assemble Legion. But this just lets you reset the board with an Elspeth, Heliod, or Assemble, and you still get to have dudes after that. Obviously, Assemble, really good enchantment. This deck is really slow, so obviously it's really good to have something that just makes free dudes. Like, you just tap out once, and it eventually will win you the game. Much like Keranos, God of Storms. He is really good in any blue-red control deck variant, blue-red-white, or Rug Prime Speaker, which I'm going to build later. He's just really good. It lets you get a free ability out of each card you draw, which you have to do. If it's a land, you get to draw a new card, so your land is not a dead draw. And then if it's not, you just get to throw lightning bolts at people, which is the God of Storms. And that can kill them, or in aggressive decks and mid-range decks to start killing off the creatures, which is really good. He's also really good in Modern, because almost no one can kill a god in Modern.
As I learned.
As you'll see in our upcoming Modern videos. When I just Ether Violed in against
me 2 games in a row, Ether Violin that one of Kranos, so I couldn't manly.
And then just crushed him with my draws. And of course, Seer Safety, because it's just pretty good against every deck but Control. So, because like eventually they just can't kill you because they can't pay the mana. They can't, like, if you play 2 Seer Safety and you have 4 enchantments, more often than not, someone cannot pay 8. And if they do, it's with like 1 dude, and you can just like chump block for days. So with like Assembled Legions, Helios, and Elspeths. Or like even just mono black and like Desecration Demons, you can just tap them down for days because you have a bunch of dudes, and they just can't attack you, and you will eventually win the game because they can't do anything while you get to do everything. And of course, 2 Elspeth, she's really good. Wakes win conditions, can kill big dumb dudes that you can't stop. And then Jace is of course just card advantage, and he's just really good. Card draw, good against the aggro decks, especially when you just play like a Sheep into like a Banishing Light or Thassa into a Jace. And then you start slowing them out and winning, because you can. So that's Guantanamo. Thank you for watching another episode of What Are You Doing? MTG Steam Brewery. Episode We Have No Clue. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't actually go to Guantanamo. I've heard it's a bad place. Bye, everybody. To all of you, I said bye, but we forgot the sideboard.
And he meant to say hello.
Yes, I meant to say hello. Like Doctor Who. Such a sad word. Bye, no, hello. And then your heart breaks because you're watching Doctor Who, and the TARDIS becomes a TARDIS again. It's like, shoot. So anyways, 1 Elixir of Immortality. Because for every FNM I've gone to for Standard, basically like the last 3 events, first round I go up against is the blue-black mill deck. And the only way I beat those with my other decks was ultimating a Jace, and getting a counterspell out of my deck and like an Ashiok or something gross out of theirs. It was the most annoying thing ever. It took forever. So I just, in blue-white control, I just main decked it. But in this, I sideboarded because it's not that good. So, because I was just really tired of having to go against the mill deck with like no way to not die to the mill deck. So, 2D aside, to answer again, opposing Detention Spheres and Banishing Lights. Also, it's just really good against any god. Like, Mono Blue, as Josh Pearsall and I. They know your name, right? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. They should.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Josh. Josh and me really don't like it because they pushed it to instant speed to Memoricide God.
Oh man, I love it at instant speed.
I know, but now Mono Blue just like gets crushed by any white deck.
Okay, yeah, that's why.
After game 1,
that's why I'm upset.
Especially blue white, they just like Thassa was the biggest card against that blue white deck. So now just instant speed, deicide, untap, Supreme Verdict.
I don't like cards.
And they almost guaranteed win.
Yeah, I don't like cards that push a deck that's not even the best deck in the format out of that format. I mean, they did want a panic button for the gods, in case one of them actually.
I wish you'd just taken them out of their hands and graveyard. That'd be fine with me. Not their deck. That's just gay. So, even then, you get to see their hand for free, which is really good. But I digress. How much we hate that card.
Basically, in current standard, revoke resistance at instant speed, pretty good.
Until they print better artifacts, this is the new revoke resistance. Yeah. So 2 Dax, also Meletus, because I've always liked this card. It's really good against control decks and aggro decks. Like if you bring it like mid-range decks, depending on the deck, it's all right. Most mid-range decks play red or black, so they can just kill it. so you don't often bring it in.
Or play Sylvan Carry Tid and Course of Crucifix.
Or like the mono green devotion variants, like green red, Jund, those. Like it's really bad against those versions, but it's good against like mono black because they can almost never block it. And if they do, if it's something that can trade with it, like a pack rat, that's a 2/2 or a Mutavault. So
Grey Merchant and Spectres.
yeah, yeah, but I play dudes that get rid of those dudes. Grey Merchants and Nightveil Spectres don't scare me. You think they keep in Nightveil Spectres against American Prison? You think they even main deck it anymore? I don't remember any mono black variants doing that, especially since Historic Laughing Ring.
Main decking Spectre?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's been started up for Life Pain Zombie, which doesn't block Daxon.
Correct. Although it does eat him out of the hand. But anyways, Anger the Gods. Again, another panic button against aggressive decks because you just need it. It also, this one does not kill sheep, which is a huge deal against aggro decks. Really big deal. Because to kill all their guys and keep your guys is a huge deal. Now, we do play 2 Annex and Psymade because it's really good against aggressive decks, except for the red versions. Josh?
Green White.
Because it has First Strike and Vigilance. It's really good even against the green white or mono green.
It's really good against green.
Because like 3 toughness or 2 toughness is their magic number, and this is First Strike, so it obviously just trumps those wars unless they have a Celestial Charm to buff their guy.
I mean, he's not very good against Brave Naya, but
Yeah, that's not
no.
top tier deck.
Yes, it is.
It can be.
It's getting very popular.
I don't like it. Again, I'm blue white, so and then of course 1 Jace for control matchups because there's like you don't play really against aggressive decks or mid range backups. It's specifically for control decks because that card advantage is more relevant than other things. So now 2 Lavinia the 10th, she's really good against any aggressive deck, especially red ones, because they cannot kill her outside of like me attacking into their blocks. Because no burn spell can touch her, and then she's almost Time Walk at 5 mana.
Real close.
She's like Time Warp almost, and you're still gonna do it out of it. So it's really good. 2 Prognostic Sphinx. This is for control matchups and mid-range matchups. Now I've been playing a lot of Moto on a budget, but this card,
Moto.
yes, blue-red budget. It's pretty fun. This card is the best card in the whole deck. It's even better than the Aetherling that's in there, because I have not lost a game yet where I've played this, and I've been behind to 2 like a Stormbreath Dragon and a Chandra and an Underworld Connections, and I won the game. Also because I had opportunity in my hand, but I digress. It's really good, really hard to kill for any deck, because it's 3/5, and then you can just make it hexproof. So, it's really good. Attack, Scry 3, flying, big dumb dude, really good. And of course 1 Anos Friendly for mid-range matchups and aggro matchups, because once, again, as you've seen in any other deck I've sideboarded it, once you play it, you just eat 3 guys, and then you just, it's huge. They can't kill it ever, unless they're like mono green devotion with Arbor Glosses. Because then it just like, or Jund, which I think green-red is just a better version.
Oh, Jund?
Yeah. Like,
Jund
it's more consistent.
Jund has a better
removal,
creature matchup.
better creature matchup, but green-red monsters are more consistent when it does, which is gross. That's what it does. It does gross. And then, like, it's just really good. Not worth the main deck, but it's really good in the sideboard. So, that's also the sideboard. So now, I am saying goodbye. I'm so sorry for lying to all of you before. But do not go to Guantanamo. I was not lying about that. The place,
And this is a for real goodbye, guys.
if they're still there and weren't shut down officially, Guantanamo was an awful place.
This guy slammed the hammer down.
Yes,
On Guantanamo.
dang right. And at pre-releases, he bashed people's faces.
Yep.
So, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Bye, everybody.